Hey guys, Robert and Bianca again as we are continuing our Planet of the Apes marathon with Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, the
Let's
fourth
ape out.
one. And okay, give your overall thoughts on this for before we go into the synopsis.
As an animal trainer, it irritated me. um, I thought because I watched the Matt Reeves version first, I understand how he got everybody to his side. I was comparing it, and I was like, dang, all he had to do was give a look, and they were already on his side, and they
Yeah,
all felt
remember
something.
that was different though. That was
Yeah,
different.
no, it's like they all felt he was different. That's why they always constantly stared at him, which was very interesting.
Would they do that? They do something similar here too.
Mm-hmm. And it's like I still enjoyed it. I like the rebellion.
This was a
The
dark movie.
who's do you remember the black guy's name in this movie?
Oh, hold on, hold on. I know they had a different actor play his brother in the second one. In
Mm-hmm.
the next one, McDonald.
McDonald. Uh, I guess it was also during it's still the 1970s. But they definitely wanted him
In universe,
to
they jumped to 1983.
1983.
So
They
for them, it's been
definitely
11 years. Sorry.
wait a minute. I could have sworn in the beginning it says 1991 in the
Oh
opening
no, no, you're right. No,
credits.
you're right. It is 1991. The disease happened in 1983.
No, okay, okay. It was so weird. I'm like, it's only been like 20 years since like the third one, and I'm
Hmm.
like, gosh dang, this all happened in just 20 years.
Right,
But like he was definitely used to spread messages,
right.
McDonald, of him being black and slavery, to compare it as well. But only him. All the other black guys were like, whatever. But the rebellion, how everything came to be.
Now,
Sorry.
now, just to point out, there actually is an extended version with a different ending.
I'm guessing the guy dies.
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to it. But yeah, but overall though, yeah, this was a dark one, but very well made. I mean, what do you think about the architecture in this in this?
Oh, it was awesome. I was drinking water, by the way, so I couldn't.
I understand, but basically everything that Cornelius talked about happened here was one exception, but we'll get to that as we open up Armando and Milo. He's still Milo. No, no, was it Milo? No, no, he was Caesar. They changed his name to Caesar.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's Caesar now. Oh, you're not
I
going to
think
keep
he chose to
Milo?
call him.
Oh.
I think he decided to name him Caesar probably because one, just in case anyone had a record of the other ape being Milo.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, he's been named Caesar, and now fully grown. And Armando's taking him there to show up, hand out flyers for for the circus, which is even said like circuses are dead, not while I live and breathe.
Yeah.
But then during it all, you have a point then where they're showing some an ape being whipped, and Caesar can't help himself, and he yells, "Lousy human bastard!" And
Yeah,
unfortunately,
let's
some people
go.
see it and they think like that ape talk. No, it was me. It was me. I say like I know, and eventually he's taken in, and Caesar runs off. But being the smart one, he climbs into a cage of other apes. In this case, a bunch of orangutans. Now this bites him in the butt later, but we don't know that yet. But eventually, then he's sold to Governor Breck, who I liked Breck as a villain,
Oh, yeah. I think he reminded me of a Lex Luthor type.
and he's still alive, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, Breck. And the thing about Breck is, he's cruel, but not full on evil. You get what I mean?
I mean, Forcing animals into slavery is not
Oh no,
evil?
oh I know. No, I get that, but he's also and they're doing that, but at the same time, no. I mean that is cool, but I don't think he came up with that. He's just enforcing it.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
That's what I'm saying. He's enforcing it, but the guy is corrupt. I would say he is corrupt and all that. But eventually, he and Caesar, he buys Caesar, and I like the idea he had of like, we'll let you choose a name for yourself, and like
Oh,
Caesar
I loved that.
King. And then Breck is his main aide, chief aide, who, being African American, he sympathizes with them with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, eventually they use the authenticator, similar to what was used on Zira. They use it on Armando to try and make him confess, and he ends up dying, committing suicide, jumping out a window.
Oh,
And
that was so sad.
that's when Caesar loses it, and he decides, "Damn humanity! I lost the one human I cared for. I'm gonna cause a rebellion." And I
And I
love it.
was like,
All he does is,
yeah, let's go.
and then that's the point where, like you mentioned before, with the remakes, they just took one look at Cornelius, not Cornelius, because it's Roddy McDowell or probably Caesar, and then they just go nuts. And Lisa, that's the female ape. Now,
Mhm.
remember though, originally Cornelius said that Aldo was the name of a gorilla who yelled no, but things have changed. Slight, but it turns out it's only been a slight change because Aldo is one of the gorillas we follow.
Yes.
Now, of course, eventually Caesar. Now, a lot of the movie then plays out like the setting up for the revolution. You realize that? I mean, this is a breezy movie.
Yeah, I wish the dark scenes weren't so dark because they're like running around in the dark, and I'm like, where the frick are they? I can't see them.
That was the one downside with this, yeah. But yeah, once they start gathering up weapons and everything, and I love how one of them gets hands him like a fork. Caesar's just like,
I know. He was like, I got you this. And he was like, what the heck? And he's like, yeah,
he just tries
guys,
like,
yeah, let's go. And then as soon as he leaves, he's
he's
like,
not
this is
mad at them.
useless.
No, he doesn't chastise. He's just like, nah. But then when they give
No,
him
he
like
looked at
a
everybody
machete,
else.
when he give him a machete, he's like, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, but of course, then they're all ready. Or when he just looks at that one gorilla, the gorilla is all doing cooking in a restaurant, and he causes it to go on fire. Like, yeah, yeah. He says like, yeah.
Looks
And
good.
then eventually, once the revolution starts, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It is brutal. And then the fact you had some of those guards be like, no, go home. Oh, we didn't mention. Eventually, it's found out that. Sorry, we skipped the big part. It's discovered. And what do you think about that security guy? Because he ends up coming back in the next one. The guy who tells them that there are no chimpanzees where those orangutans came from.
I didn't even recognize him.
Same guy. He's the guy who takes over as governor in the next movie. Culp.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, he's the guy, like, what is it, some kind of emergency? Sort of. A couple of weeks ago, a shipment of orangutans and one chimpanzee came in. Yeah, there are no chimpanzees there. And once they realized that, like, yes, sir, it was sent to, and the governor's like, he was right here under our nose the whole time. And then they make it seem like he died when it turns out Breck, not Breck, McDonald deactivated it. But Caesar puts on an act that makes it seem like he died from electrocution.
Yes, I remember
Now,
that.
then was that he's able to set up his the revolution, and that's when it all happens. But yeah, it's brutal. They take over everything. It's like once the revolution starts, you know it's going to head towards the end. And by the end of it all, then they you have everything's burning, all of this. Then you have a point where McDonald tries to actually appeal to Caesar, saying, "No, you're going too far. Where there is fire, there is smoke." I gotta find that speech from Caesar. Hold on.
The Planet of the Apes has a lot of good speeches.
Yeah, hold on, let me find it. Ah, Caesar! Caesar, this is not how it's meant to be, in your view or mine. Violence prolongs hate. Hate prolongs violence. By what right are you spilling blood? By the slave's right to punish his persecutor. I, a descendant of slave, am asking you to show humanity. But I was not born human. I know, the child of the evolved apes, whose children shall rule the earth, for better or for worse. Do you think it could be worse? Do you think this riot will win freedom for all your people? By tomorrow? By tomorrow it will be too late. Why a tiny minuscule insect like the emperor moth can communicate with another over a distance of 80 miles. An emperor mate might do slightly better. Slightly. What you have seen here today, apes in the 5 continents will be imitating tomorrow. With knives against guns, with kerosene cans against flamethrowers. Where there is fire, there is smoke. And in that smoke, from this day forward, my people will crouch and conspire and plot and plan for the inevitable day of man's downfall. The day when he finally and self-destructively turns his weapon against his own kind. The day of writing in the sky when your city lies buried under radioactive rubble, when the sea is a dead sea and the land is a wasteland out of which I will lead my people from their captivity, and we will build our own cities in which there will be no place for humans except to serve our ends. And we shall found our own armies, our own religion, our own destiny. And that day is upon you now. And that's where things actually split. Because in the theatrical version, did you ever wonder, first of all, what did you think of that speech?
That speech was super cool, but I was like, you can't tell me that if you were a slave, you would not have tried to kill your captor if you didn't have a chance.
True, but then, if you ever notice that, then you have Lisa the chimp go, no, and then they zoomed in on Cornelius' eyes as he then saying, "Let him be treated with compassion" and all that. Yeah, that was added because the test screening said the ending was too bleak.
Wimps. I'm just kidding.
Now, of course, this was written with the fact and the possibility of this being the final movie.
Hmm.
This would have led directly into the first movie, given that speech. And because that was the original ending. The original ending had Breck be beaten to death, and it would have pulled back and had made it very clear. Oh yeah, it ends here.
Hmm.
But
Makes
instead, we
sense,
have
yeah.
but now we will put away our hatred. Now we will put down our weapons. We have passed through the nights of the fire, and those who were our masters are now our servants. And we who are not human can afford to be humane. Destiny is the will of God, and if it is man's destiny to be dominated, it is God's will that he will be dominated with compassion and understanding. So cast out your vengeance. Tonight, we've seen the birth of the planet of the apes.
Oh, I love that speech so much because it's like, hey, if it happens, God's gonna kind of will it in this way.
So, overall, what did you think about? Where did you rank this one compared to the others?
9.
9. Now, is it better than the first or just beneath the first?
Mm.
That's the hard one, right?
It's gonna be beneath the first.
That's what I saw. So let me guess. So far, at this moment, it's 1, 4, 3, 2. We haven't gotten to 5 yet.
Yes. Okay.
So what would you say overall is why you liked about this movie? I mean, one, the effects were still good, even though you can definitely tell there were some cheap suits.
I feel like for Zira's suit,
Zira.
Zira, I didn't get to say, but
Oh, it was
compared
the
to
last
the
movie.
first movie and the second movie onward, her mask completely changed. I guess they wanted to. It looks like they wanted to make it more animalistic,
Right.
but it looks too weird.
That's true. Oh, I realized there was something we forgot to talk about last time.
Which
The
one was it?
kiss. The kiss.
Oh, ugh.
You are the second human I have kissed, and you are the first.
Like, stop kissing these animals. This is why we got monkeypox.
Hey, look, I know that was a much sweeter scene, wasn't it?
Kiss on the head, people. Kiss on the head.
True, but I think it makes sense for Cornelius to kiss.
Well, yeah, that's because his wife is kissing other people.
I know, but like, and you are the first. Well, notice he never tried to kiss Nova.
Thank God.
Okay, I just wanted to bring that up. But first of all, but like I said, that actress would then play Lisa.
The Nova actress?
No, the Stevie actress.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's kind of fitting then that they kiss there because then they're going to play Caesar and Lisa.
Yee.
But Lisa, I felt was an interesting. I mean, she doesn't have a big role until the next one. But Caesar, I love Caesar. He's my favorite ape in the whole franchise.
I like how all the chimps are British.
Well, so was the orangutans. But yeah, though. But
It's true.
so this one was a good one. If they ended here, this would have been a dark but good ending.
Yeah. I
But
mean, no matter what ending they would have chosen, would still have been would have been good overall.
oh, definitely. And but again, this was just beyond dark. This was just, and this was rated. All if you notice, except for all of the others, except for this one, have been rated G. Because this was back before they had PG-13, so PG was like US.
Yeah, I was so confused. I was like, "Yo, some of these are G's, some of these are."
This was all G.
Like, dang, you guys passed a lot of stuff for just G.
Yeah, but this one was PG. But nowadays that would be PG-13.
But now that I think about it, when I think of Disney movies, sometimes I'm looking at stuff and I'm like, "Yo, how is this G?"
Right. But yeah, tune in as we go over and next time as we go over the final of the original movies with the battle for the planet of the apes. See you then.